Time to head on to the Granite Cave. Wait a minute, I actually haven't checked my badges after beating Brawly yet, so let's go ahead and check this. Here on the bottom of the screen we can see our Knuckle badge. And there is Brawly, and there is the Knuckle badge itself. I haven't said it before, but I actually do like Brawly's redesign in this game. The orange colour looks pretty cool on him, I will say. He does look pretty cool, and he looks a little bit more like a fighting gym leader than he did kind of before. The weird thing about Brawly before was that... Okay, I need to go ahead and turn on the experience share. I'll say why I'm doing this. Okay, a few weird things about Brawly before. Firstly, Brawly's often compared to Crash Awake, in that Brawly is a fighting-type gym leader with a pastime involving water, which is surfing. Crash Awake is a water-type gym leader with a pastime involving fighting, which would be wrestling. So that's kind of cool. Also, the other thing about Brawly, the Ruined Maniacs in this cave, they actually were there to force you to beat Brawly before you could actually keep going with the main plot. In the original games, there was nothing to stop you from... Oh, hi, Abra. In the original games, there was nothing to stop you from leaving the town with Mr. Briny after you deliver the... Really? After you defeated... after you'd given the letter to Steven, and leaving Brawly for later. Now, really, there was no reason to do this apart from speedrunning. Most speedruns did skip Brawly and put him off until later. You can't put him off for long, though. Norman will only battle you after you've got 4 badges, and one of them has to be Brawly's. I had a feeling the Granite Cave would be considerably shortened. What the heck is that? That is the loosest interpretation of Kyogre I think I've ever seen. Oh wait, I can see its face now. It's kind of rearing up at a weird angle. I've usually only seen the Groudon version. And it's time to meet the champion. Spoilers. Yes, they kind of needed a boost to keep up with the power creep of Megas, especially Mega Mewtwo. They still use the term Super Ancient Pokemon, I see. We already know this, because we've played the demo. Rare stones. Now Steven actually has a reason to be interested in rare stones. I came here to see you and give you this letter. I wonder what it says. Well, it wasn't really much trouble, except for the fact that I had to beat Brawly to get in here. Okay, right, it's still Steel Wing. Good. After just about every single TM we've got that wasn't from gym leaders has now been changed, Steven still does give out Steel Wing. It is a different numbered TM than it used to be, though. Steel Wing is somewhat of a weird move, though. It sometimes raises defense, but most Steel moves tend to have not the best accuracy, and Steel isn't exactly the best attacking type out there, even if it is weak, even if it is good against fairies now. I feel like Kyogre looks a bit off. Hint, 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 hint. As long as you keep training. Yeah, he's kind of saying, oh yeah, by the way, I'm kind of level 57 and using Mega Evolution. Just saying. You like closing your eyes a lot. Can we look at this mural? Whoa. There's an Alpha symbol on each of the beast's 2 arms. Maybe it's because we're playing Alpha Sapphire, hoo-hoo. This is a pretty cool picture, though. Swirling waves there. What's that big swirly thing above it, though? I still think Kyogre looks a little bit weird here compared to Groudon. But anyway, interesting. But the fact there is a mural here gives rise to some interesting questions. Maybe an ancient civilization lived... Wild Pokemon encounter. Maybe an ancient civilization lived in annoyance of wild Pokemon, especially Zubats. Should I fight or should I not? Try out Fury Swipes. Harmonica learned Fury Swipes recently. Oh, that's only gonna... Okay, 3. Come on, more. Okay, right. Not every hit can critical hit. So that Makahita critting 3 times in a row was ridiculous. And hey, I got 5 hits in. That's nice. And it used Supersonic. That's good because I was actually planning on switching out anyway. Right then. It's bongo time. Leech Life. Something that I haven't actually said about Leech Life yet. Leech Life is apparently one of the few moves introduced in Generation 1 that has never been used in the anime so far. Haha! The others are Barrage and Struggle. Or Barrage. I'm guessing the reason why Barrage hasn't been used in the anime yet is because of, well, it's the signature move of one Pokemon, and it still is. Only Execute and Executor learn it, and it's a pretty underwhelming signature move at that. But there doesn't seem to be very much reason... Okay, I don't think Kinesis was used in the anime either, although I could be wrong. There doesn't seem to be much reason, though, for Leech Life... Okay, actually, there is a reason. Leech Life's Japanese name is Suck Blood. I think that's why it hasn't been shown in the anime. Yeah. But anyway, since I can't actually heal at the Pokemon Center or buy any items here, I don't even think there is a Pokemon here, actually, now that I think about it. Let's see if the trendy phrase is still the same. You still doing revive dances? Yep, you're still doing revive dances. Yeah, they're the definition of in right now. Right until that Eldritch Abomination gets revived and destroys the world. Anyway. What the heck is a chit? And of course, no sooner do we finish one mission than we're given another one. Also, that landmass over there, I really feel like we should be able to go to it. Yep, we gotta go to Stern. Let's head on over to Slateport City. Anchors away! And normally we'd pass by the abandoned ship on the way here, but it seems like the travelling cutscenes have been kind of cut down. Yep, no abandoned ship there. From what I've heard, though, the abandoned ship has actually been changed in the remake. Okay, this looks much more like a pier. In the original Ruby and Sapphire, you actually just landed right on the beach here. And the music is still amazing. What happens if we sneak up on this window? Oh, they're still far away. Okay. Can we sit on these? Yes, we can. Ah, nice, relaxing, sunbathing on the beach. With these things. Now, in the original, there were a couple of trainers hiding under those. And now, a lot of these people are going to use water types, which means that, Harmonica is not exactly going to be the best choice here. But I could use her initially and then immediately switch her out. Sailors have a tendency to use fighting types, though. Oh, hey, you're that guy from the demo! Huey, eh? I recognise the name Huey. And I had a feeling you'd have a Marchop, which, Harmonica's actually quite good against. There's often a sailor named... Oh, level 15 already. Okay, the levels have actually got up a little bit since Brawly. Right then, that's a bit of a spike. Let's see if Fury Swipes will do not enough, but it'll do at least something. Oh, that's not good. Unless that hits a lot of times. I don't know if the chance of Fury Swipes hitting more times has gone up, and that hit 5 times and it still did that much! Of course, the good thing about Harmonica is that she's pretty resistant to fighting. Of course, I have a feeling that... I keep forgetting whether fighting resists bug or not. Low Sweep! That's a new move and it's a very annoying one. That will lower your speed. And this is very irritating. Well, thankfully he's using a useless move. See, this is the thing that's annoying me about Harmonica. Her Seismic Toss, that's actually very bad. That's going to do a straight 15 damage to me. Ouch! Wow, this guy was certainly a lot stronger than I expected. Seismic Toss, that's actually very annoying. I'm actually going to have to use one of my potions. Okay, but if I know the originals well enough, we are going to get some free Soda Pops quite soon. So that's going to help me restock my healing a bit. Of course, we have to battle some trainers for them, which will be annoying, but we do get a heal point at Slateport. In terms of heal points coming up, we've got Slateport, we have Moorville, we have Verdanturf Town, so we have a couple of places that we could save for our heal before the gym. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, that's going to leave me on exactly 1. Perfect. Oh, so close. I may have to use another potion. But again, we're going to get Soda Pops quite soon, so I don't feel that bad for using too many potions. Oh, I really want Harmonica to learn better moves. I really do. Don't use Seismic Toss again. Thank you. Okay, good. That's not in KO range of Seismic Toss. But he's using Karate Chop. That was a crit, wasn't it? I'm not surprised. Karate Chop does have high critical hit ratio. And bye-bye Machop. That was very annoying. That wasn't nearly enough experience for that effort. Oh, great. Airhorn learned Astonish. Such a brilliant move. I wouldn't say that, at least at this point in the game. Once I find a TM for Dig, then Harmonica's going to get a lot more useful. Wingulls everywhere. I wonder if I should... Okay, there seems to be less tubers on the shore here than they were originally. I see you there, sneaky item. PP up! I'd much prefer to save that for later when I have moves that I actually want to keep on my movesets. Now, this is the Soda Pop house. So, do I want to do that as soon as possible? I think I do. I really do want to level up Harmonica. Okay, you're not a trainer. Yeah, kind of weird that she's saying a slogan like that. Hey, I don't think you're a trainer. I think he's just standing still in one spot. No trainer under there. There's one there. Usually these people use baby Pokemon like Azurill. I could too. Yep, trust me, I could too. Also, first time encountering tubers, which look really adorable in this generation. I actually do like that. Oh, Tuber Ricky Zigzagoon! This thing! Oh, I better switch out immediately because I've heard this thing has a very infamous move. I've seen this before. I don't know if it's only an Emerald, but, this is Tuber Ricky. I remember this guy quite a lot. This guy has a Facebook page dedicated to him because he's kind of infamous for, he's not using it. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually got rid of that in this generation because it was a bit of a cheap move. Still using Headbutt. Yeah. Again, I'm not surprised if he doesn't have it. It's a bit of a... Using that to lower his speed a little. It's a bit of an annoying move, and I'm stuck skipping my next turn due to Truant. Sand Attacker. Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if it... In the original games, this thing had Surf. Yes, Surf, this early in the game. Wow. See, Bongo's actually pretty strong, even though he has a minus attack nature. That was better experience points than that Machop. How does Zigzagoon give more experience than Machop? Groan. Yeah, he's groaning about losing Surf. I mean, he might still have it for all I know. There's some pretty good dialogue here. I wonder if those two are actually a double battle team. Okay, this sign. This sign's appeared in every generation so far. Basically, this refers to... Yeah, Pokemon raised by trainers are said to go stronger than wild Pokemon. That refers to effort points. Effort points are the reason for that. The Pokemon of the same species and level not being identical, that is also from IVs, or individual values. Values between also, yeah, they look adorable, but a little bit angry. There's the Azurill. That's what I expected. Now, considering that Azurill's a baby Pokemon, it's not going to give very much experience at all. And of course, now there's level 14. I don't remember it being that high level in the originals. But of course, seeing that Azurill has showed up, I guess I have to mention the one thing about Azurill that everyone is obliged to talk about. Oh, look at me, I'm an Azurill, I'm weakening the power of fire moves, despite the fact that actually it's, weirdly enough, Azurill is not a water type. I know, it's weird, it's normal fairy. So actually, Water Sport does have some use to it, considering that it's not normally resistant to fire. It does have Bubble, but it's not stabbed, and Azrael has pathetic stats, so yeah. But anyway, I'm at least kind of glad that Azrael... I forgot which generation. I know there was one generation where Azrael looked incredibly depressed, but at least it looks happy now. Ugh, Apra's not leveling up. I want it to level up. Sorry, but I kind of wanted the experience. A big orange sandy flower garden. That's interesting. Maybe Team Aqua kind of has a point. Goon Goon? It's the Goon Goon brothers from... Okay, that's kind of... you probably want to understand that. I did a run of Leaf Green recently, and I found it kind of hilarious. Oh, crap. Don't have a Marchop, 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 don't have a Marchop. Please have a Wingull or Tentacool. Please have a... Thank you. Okay, thank you. That's good. Anyway. Like I was saying, I did a run of Leaf Green recently where, the Kanto Biker Federation over on the Sapphire Isles, you get challenged by a bunch of guys who are all simply named Biker Goon. And I started joking that Goon was actually their name, and that all three of them are triplets, and their surname is also Goon. So they're all called Goon Goon, Goon Goon the Younger, Goon Goon the Elder, and the Middle Goon Goon. Yeah, I have a weird sense of humor sometimes. Oh yes, I taught Slakoth Rock Tomb, but... Really? I hate it when that happens. Oh, I'm really starting to go through my potions, but I'm gonna get Soda Pop, eventually. And by eventually, I mean very, very soon. And of course, using an item doesn't use up my Truant turn, so I'm still stuck doing nothing for this turn. Stupid Truant. But at least if I need extra health, I can always slack off. Yeah, why do I have to use more than one move to KO you? You were... Clearly that was a damage range. And Harmonica level 15, excellent. Please learn something. No. Okay, good. Airhorn is catching up, that's excellent. Igil is catching up, that's excellent. And my two highest level... Of course you would have a Marchop. This is bad. This is very, very bad. This is very, very bad. Because Seismic Toss. If it weren't for Seismic Toss, this would be not bad. But it has Seismic Toss, therefore it is bad. Oh, I really don't want to use my Super Potion. And again, it may look like I'm going through items at a ridiculous rate here. I'm only doing it because I know I will be getting Soda Pop soon. Okay, that is going to combo quite a lot with, Oh, hey, Miss wore off. There's a fat lot of good that was doing you. Okay, as long as you're content to spam low sweep, I'm kind of fine. And yes, Bug, fighting does resist Bug. So, Bug is a weird type in that both fighting and Bug resist each other, which is kind of strange. Not quite as strange as Poison and Bug both being super effective on each other in Generation 1. I actually would have preferred if Poison had stayed super effective against Bug. I actually think it makes sense, because, you know, pesticides. And it would have made Poison a whole lot more useful. Would have given Parasect another quadruple weakness, but... Okay, you have used Focus Energy, so I can kind of forgive you for quitting so much. This is bad. I may have to break into the, Okay, there is a... Wow, you're crit happy. I know that Focus Energy and high critical hit ratio moves work differently now than they used to. I would honestly much rather use my Super Potion here than... Now my only two healing items are Oran Berries. This might come back to bite me. I do have quite a few Pokemon Centers, though, between now and later, so yeah. And this thing, I think, may not have Seismic Toss. I really hope I don't end up eating those words. Apologies if some of the battles here are kind of long and drawn out, but that's kind of Harmonica's style. It's kind of weird. Every time I see Harmonica, I instinctively want to call... That was another crit, wasn't it? I instinctively want to call her Teishi, which was the name of the Nincada that Royal Mithril used in his Pokemon Emerald No Evolutions run. I highly recommend checking that out. It's actually a pretty good run for someone who's not really a Pokemon LPer. Finally! Ugh! Oh, Harmonica, please get better moves soon. Okay, Trumpeter leveled up, but the next gym leader is level 21, so we have quite a bit to go. Keep your seasickness away from me. Anyway. I think it's now time to check out the beach hut. Hey, that guy looks new. And that person looks new too. There's a lot of tatami and actually Japanese-style stuff here, which makes sense since this place is based off of, Kyushu, I think it is? Yeah. Mr. C, that's weird. I wonder if those two are trainers. Okay, I'm guessing that's a beauty. Okay, I think I'll take the tuber on first. I am going to swap out Harmonica and Bongo as much as they need the extra experience. They're getting a little on the weak side at this point. And using Grovyle here would make a little too much sense. I'm very sorry, but like every trainer who's promised that they won't cry or told me that I might cry, they end up crying when I deal with them. So I'm preemptively sorry for making you cry. Oh, you are resistant to dark now, since you're part fairy. You also, however, have... Oh, that was a crit, okay. You also, however, have pathetic stats. Okay, yeah, the thing about Azurill that I, of course, am obliged to mention. Azurill is very weird. It has a gender ratio of 75% female, 25% male. Its evolved form has a ratio of 50-50. It is the only Pokemon that does this. Now, since gender is based on personality values, and the game is made with the assumption that Pokemon will not change gender ratio when they evolve... Sorry, anyway, the game assumes that a Pokemon is never going to change gender ratio on evolution, so gender is basically recalculated when a Pokemon evolves. And what this means is that... Well... Long story short... 1 in every 4 Azurill, female Azurill, is going to evolve into a male Marill. While there are some real species of fish that can actually change gender, this was most likely just an accident, but admittedly a pretty funny one. It gets kind of awkward in wedlocks though, because it's actually entirely possible that you could have a pairing and then have one of the Pokemon change gender and suddenly you have a same-sex pair. People just... There are a lot of ways to interpret what to do with this. Personally, what I say is, I don't know, I'd probably just say keep them paired and just treat it as if they're still paired. Okay, good, you're leveling up. Great, you're leveling up. That's not so useful considering that you don't have very many... I knew you'd send out a Marchop, so I'm going to go ahead and switch. Yeah, we're not going to actually see Marchops in the wild for quite a while, and yet trainers are using them all over the place. Oh yes, and weird thing about Marchop, in the first generation, Marchop and Omanite had the exact same cry. A lot of Pokemon in the first generation shared cries, actually. But now they've made them more distinct. Other Pokemon that shared the same cries are, off the top of my head, Ditto and Poliwag, and Rhyhorn and Charizard. Though Rhyhorn's may be very slightly deeper. The original games only had a very small number of actual cries. All the rest were generated by them changing the pitch of existing cries. Later generations would kind of drop this. Bye Marchop, you've caused me no small amount of torment lately. Ugh, this is making me wish that I actually did have, Citurn with me now. Matey, are you trying to join Team Aqua? Oh, that really makes me feel like a drink considering it's quite hot where I live at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and switch my team up a little bit for the moment. I mean, you two are both level 17 and... I really want these two to catch up. They're kind of catching up, I'll admit. Okay, Eagle's quite close to actually being able to fight, and Airhorn, let me just check Airhorn for a second here. Don't really want to use her with all these Marchops around. Pound, Echoed Voice, Astonish, Howl. I guess the Echoed Voice isn't that bad. The soundproof ability there actually reminds me of a little bit of trivia about the original Ruby and Sapphire, but I may mention that a bit later. You're telling me I keep fighting all these Marchops and they just don't give me enough experience. Like, why does Zigzagoon give more experience than Marchop when Marchop overall hits harder? Okay, I will say, wow, beauties look fan servicey in this generation. They definitely got a pretty major fan service upgrade in this one. But anyway, I kind of remember this beauty because this Goldeen is kind of sad. Level 15 though, that's actually kind of high. And it could use Peck. Of course, this Goldeen has this really, not weird, but kind of, well, a certain quirk to it. It's probably going to do this immediately. It usually does. It's going to do it? Flail. Okay, using Flail at full HP is pretty dumb, but there's something even dumber that it can possibly do. I'm going to use this opportunity to heal. Ah! That is annoying! Especially on a Pokemon that can only attack every second turn. At least I got the slack off in, that's good. And I think turns where you're truant don't actually count towards the number of turns that you stay confused for, so this is going to be irritating. Oh, look at me, I'm using Flail when I have full HP and doing like no damage at all. Ooh. Anyway, there's a dumber thing this thing can do, and I wonder if it still has it or not. In the original games, I remember this Goldeen, and that was surprisingly powerful. There you go, cut, good. In the original games, I remember this thing using stuff like Water Sport. And Water Sport's kind of hilarious for water types because it's like, Water Sport was a move introduced in... This thing is actually hitting quite hard. Water Sport was a move introduced in... Oh, I'm still confused. There was no point in dodging that. Okay. Flail, Horn Attack, Supersonic... I'm going to take a gamble here and say that maybe you don't have any water moves. But if I'm horribly wrong, I only blame myself. Okay, you do have Water Sport. Excellent. I'm a water type and I'm using Water Sport. I've weakened the power of fire type moves, even though I resist fire already. Oh, and no one in their right mind would ever use a fire type on me. But I use Water Sport anyway. Silly Goldeens. Water Sport and Mud Sport were both introduced in Generation 3 and were some of the most hilariously pointless moves ever because Water Sport weakens fire, Mud Sport weakens electric. Water Sport is learned mostly by Pokemon that already resist fire. Mud Sport is even worse. It's learned mostly by Pokemon that are already immune to electric. It's somewhat useful in double battles because it affects the entire battlefield at once, so it can protect partners that are weak to those moves, but still, it is a very, very weird move and kind of not that useful. Generation 4 kind of redeemed Water Sport and Mud Sport by giving Water Sport to grass types like Budgew, where it actually did help them, and giving Mud Sport to water types that, of course, yeah, also help them. I've seen Water Sport used to fairly good effect on mono water teams, actually, but that's really the only way. Now, I am a little worried about the potential for Flail. There we go, there goes Flail, and I may faint to this. Oh yes, Harmonica! You are amazing! Thank you for that! Harmonica, you are not letting me down with your tankiness. You are letting me down, however, with your Fury Swipe, so I have to switch out. There's only one thing I can do here. Don't use Flail, don't use Flail, don't use Flail, don't use Flail, don't use Flail! Don't you dare use Flail. Don't you... You did it. You used Flail. You went there. And Bongo's probably gone. Which means that Harmonica is most likely gone too. Oh, what I wouldn't give for Quick Attack right now. Had you only hit at least 3 times with Fury Swipes, we would not have been in this situation. But as it's... Never mind. I was saved by sheer stupidity. Now then, I hope you've learned something. Isn't Water Sport No, that wasn't fiery hot. You kept spurting water everywhere. Anyway, I hope you've learned something. Water Sport is not a good move. Yep, there are more people here than they were in the original games. Getting the Soda Pop is actually not going to be easy. Unfortunately, Bongo happens to have fainted. Harmonica barely escaped fainting. And if I try and use her now, since her partner has fainted, unless I use a revive on him, and I might want to save my revives, she has to solo any battle that she's in, which is not good. So, These next people look like punks. Chances are they'd use dark types, maybe? I don't know. These are a completely new type to the remake, so I'm interested in this. Wow! That encounter theme floored me with how amazing it is, and quite intimidating. Of course, we're not in Kanto, so she can't actually make a Krabby pun. Delinquent Destiny. Sableye. Well, I mean, it was a dark type, but a fairly rare one. I could have encountered Sableye over in Granite Cave, but, yeah, they're quite rare. Of course, being part ghost, Sableye is, not resistant to bite. Sableye does have, very few weaknesses, but not a lot of resistances as a trade-off. Don't you hit 5 times. Don't you dare, don't you dare. Ah! 4 times. I am actually going to switch out here. I don't fancy risking any more of my HP. But these punks are totally new. And that didn't work for you. So I'm kind of liking that. That's adding a little bit of something extra for people who played the original games. It is making getting this soda pop, which technically is totally optional, kind of a bit more annoying than it usually is. Anyway, don't use pound here, that would be very stupid. Bye-bye, Sableye, please give lots of experience. Wow, that was a lot of experience. 18, 3 more levels left before, Pursuits. It's not too useful during the main game, but I guess it's better than Pound, so I may as well delete Pound. Most of Trico's learn set is actually physical in this generation, which is really irritating. How did no one level up off of that? Really? That was kind of weird. Then why is there something special about it if it's not particularly good? And there's this guy. Yeah, because big tough punks order snow cones. Also, clearly big tough punks like to use Plusle as their mascots. Yeah, real manly that. Real manly. I kind of find that pretty hilarious when I first saw their artwork. It's like, the thugs in Generation 5 had Crocodile, the thugs in Generation 4 had Gyarados. Both of them are pretty tough and intimidating Pokemon. The thugs in this generation are Plusle and Minun. Yeah, real scary thug Pokemon there. Clarinet is very lucky though, overall. Her defense is fairly low though. I wonder if she's actually going to evolve soon though. I'm guessing it's either level 18 or 20. I don't know off the top of my head when certain Pokemon evolve, but, okay, good. Airhorn is catching up. Kavana, that's new. Normally, you only see Team Aqua members using Kavana. But I have just the thing for that. Really, anything super effective will take out Kavana really easily, because they have, like, pretty much 0 defenses, but they do have the benefit of getting Aqua Jet, which wasn't in Generation 3. Generation 4 introduced a whole lot of priority moves, but I think it was kind of, well, mostly for the best. I do think, a lot of the priority moves are actually been pretty useful. Except some of them with Technician are quite strong. At least they weren't as ridiculous as, Priority Brave Bird. Ugh. Yes! Are we gonna have a double evolution here? What? Are you, like, what? Are you, like, delusional or something? Okay, yes, it was level 18, so Clarinet is evolving. And wait, Abra might be 16. I think actually Abra's 16, or is it 15? I don't know. But anyway, this is not about Igil, this is about Clarinet. She is now a big, mighty Mightyena, without Intimidate. But still pretty cool. Snarl. This might be a kind of a useful move. It's special, which is not that great, but it does lower the opponent's special attack. I'm going to delete Raw because I don't use Raw very often. This might be kind of useful if I'm stuck against some kind of powerful special sweeper. Okay, no evolution for Igil. Okay, then. Again, real tough there. A lot more battles than I expected, but here we go. Half a dozen bottles of soda pop. That's only 6. I have to use these very wisely. Very wisely. And I believe I can buy more at any time now. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not allowed to buy anything. But I do get 6 soda pops out of the deal, and that is definitely worth the side quest there. Let's go ahead and look at Clarinet now that she's evolved. Those stats are looking pretty good. Next to everything else on my team. Unfortunately, Mighty Anna might fall behind a little bit later on in the game, but hey, she's still amazing. Mighty Anna is a pretty cool Pokemon, stats notwithstanding. And so that's all the battles that I can do on the beach. So I guess it's time to head on into Slateport City. Now, I remember Slateport's music being really awesome, so I battled Udin. Oh, wait a minute! Maybe I haven't battled these two yet. Don't want to use Airhorn and Igil here, because if I did, Igil would not be able to do anything. Oh, okay, no trainers. Oh, that's cool, soft sand, which would be useful if I had any ground-type moves. They said the same thing in the originals. But they're gonna gather all the sand from the beach and build it into one big sandcastle? I think Team Magma would be on them pretty quickly for destroying the land, but anyway. Into Slateport.